by the officers of DeBeeper known as the DRE. DeBeeper investigates through DRE. And again, in the investigation, minor violations, didn't change your address, pay $50, fix it. You have 15 days to do so. However, if it is a major violation, it goes further. So again, when it is complete, a report must be sent by the investigator to the French probable cause panel. Please be aware, investigators do not give opinions or insight, they just report facts. Know that for Sunday. Now the probable cause, to be very brief, is two members of the FREC, and they operate, you see, in the administrative world it's called hearings. In the criminal world it's called trial. In the administrative world, there is what is called a possibility of a formal complaint. There's no formal complaint in the criminal world, it's called an indictment, right? So language is important. So again, possible outcomes could be of the probable cause panel. Not enough cause, you're out of here. Again, nothing terrible, act correctly, we'll tell you how to behave properly, we might put you on probation, nothing more horrible. Or, if they feel that this party can be a danger to the public, then comes the formal complaint, which is on the administrative part. Now again, the administrative complaint, if you would, is similar to the indictment in the criminal world. It's an outline of the charges against the licensee, who's not known as a defendant, they're known as a respondent in our language, a respondent. And again, because DRE cannot grab someone and handcuff him and put him in jail, the biggest penalty they can have is revocation. If you do not answer the charges against you, you don't worry about going to jail, but you do lose your license privileges through revocation by not standing up and defending yourself. Now again, there is an election of rights that may be followed by the respondent. Now again, if the respondent got caught red-handed doing awful things, they may want to save their license. And in saving their license, admit to what their culpability and request an informal hearing. Now again, for certain violations that haven't harmed the public greatly, the respondent and the DRE investigators may agree on what's called a stipulation, a negotiated settlement. If there is a dispute of fact, the respondent, or in our world, the party who has a complaint against them, may request what is called a formal hearing. In about 10 minutes, we should knock this off. Now again, there are two ways to do this. In a formal hearing, they have disputed the facts. Therefore, in the formal hearing, they will be scheduled for a hearing before a judge. And the judge is an administrative law judge. And again, the administrative law judge, it has full judicial powers. They can subpoena witnesses, that's what you gotta know. Swear witnesses in, take testimony. They act almost like a court, except for one major issue. See the word order? See the word before it?
Recommend.
Not final. The FREC makes all final decisions. The judge may recommend, the FREC will make the final decision on the status of the licensee. Now, an informal hearing. This is where the licensee or the party has stated they did what they did, but they want to keep their license privileges if at all possible. So this is where you stand up and say, whatever you said, I did it, but please, I made a terrible mistake, I feel so horrible, and I'm crying like crazy. Please don't take it away forever. I'll do whatever you say. So again, the informal hearing, by the way, that's why our management is up in Orlando. They're at the informal hearings, which started at 8 o'clock this morning and will run through about lunchtime. They're on their way home already. But they hold these very quickly. So again, you'll see the hearing room, you'll see the 7 members of the FREC. There's a table with all of the administrative parties of DRE and the beeper, and there's a separate table waiting for the respondent. And the respondent will be called, and they will sit down. The investigator will get up, state the costs of the investigation and what the charges are, and then the 5 members remaining on the FREC come up with a decision in about 10 minutes. Now, if there is